Hey everybody, hey, it's me, Ella Shawn. First off, let me start by saying for those of you who were so gracious to check out the live, or even if you watch the replay of the interview that I did with Shalonda Wagoner, I truly apologize for the technical difficulties that we had. And so I have taken that video down and we will repost it on Monday, a better version, an improved version without all of the nonsense. Okay, that being said, I want to expound on what we were talking about, which is take your breaks. Single moms, Black women, take your breaks. Step away from being everybody and everything except the beautiful Black woman that God created you to be. And this is not excluding other single moms, but us Black women, we need to hear that because it has been strummed into us. You got to be strong. You got to be this. You got to be all the things. Superwoman, super mom. Burn the damn cape, okay? Take it off, stomp on it, and then burn it. We're not doing that anymore. It's toxic. It's unhealthy. It's keeping us stuck. So I'm here to tell you, we don't have to do that anymore. Even though that's how you were raised, that's how you were brought up. You are your own person now. And if you're a faith believing, God fearing person, then you know you are supposed to be following what God says, not what the world says. They didn't create you. They don't know what your purpose is supposed to be. They can criticize and judge and all the little nice, nasty comments, trying to act like they being so supportive. You know what I'm talking about. It's still judging. I don't care how nice of a package you put it in. It's still judging. Sarcastic, manipulative, judging, criticizing, shaming, and blaming. It's still all of that. You don't have to deal with that anymore. You get to decide what's best for you. Take your breaks from the job, from being mom, from being the caregiver, from being the support system. Take your breaks. Step back, renew, rejuvenate, refresh, and then come back a better version of you. Pet sitting. I do solo traveling through pet sitting. That is how I take my breaks. I have completely changed my lifestyle. I no longer work a 9 to 5. I'm an empty nester, so I no longer have the responsibilities of being a single mom. I'm always going to be his mom, but he does not need me in the same way that he did before. So my responsibilities have drastically changed in that role. I've given up my apartment to do pet sitting full time, so I no longer have the stress of rent and utilities and internet and cable and trash pickup and all that other stuff. And also because I do pet sitting full time, I gave up my vehicle, so I no longer have the stress of car note, car insurance, which is a lot of times more than the damn car note. Excuse my expression. The maintenance fees, the oil changes, the tire repair, the tire changes. Tires are ridiculously expensive. It makes no sense. I just never understood that. But anyway, I digress. So pet sitting, solo traveling through pet sitting has drastically changed my lifestyle. And I absolutely love it. Others may not understand it. They may not agree with it. And they may not like it. But guess what? It's my life. You no longer have a say-so. You no longer have a say-so. You can have all the opinions you want to, but they don't affect me anymore. They do not. That is the kind of mindset that we have to start to develop. It's your life. You get to make the decisions. When are we going to stop letting everybody else make the decisions for our life? They're not living that life. They're not dealing with the single mama trauma and drama and frustration and just heaviness that you got to go through every single day, especially if you're the mom of a neurodivergent child or a physically handicapped child, any kind of excessive need, high need, special need child. That adds on an extra layer. Nobody can tell you how you should be living that life unless they are professional. I mean, degree professional. Or if they have experience because they are also living that life. Now that's a different story. But if they're not, no. And even if you get advice from others that you've welcomed, that doesn't mean you have to take it. You can pull bits and pieces from it that work for you, but you don't have to take their advice and just completely ignore what it is that you had planned or what you felt led to do. We're not doing that anymore. Live your life the way that works best for you. Take your breaks at work. Take those 2 15-minute breaks. Stop combining them into the 1 hour lunch. You need that break up in the day. That's 3 breaks in the day. 15 minutes in the morning, then your 30-minute lunch, then the 15 minutes in the afternoon. You will see a significant difference in your mood, in your energy, in your mindset, in your mental capacity. It makes a difference when you step away. And I mean, excuse me, when I say take a break, I mean get up from the desk, step away. Go outside, walk around the building, go outside, just sit down somewhere. Go sit in your car. Excuse me, but get away from that work environment. It helps to reset your brain. Excuse me, and it makes a huge difference. Take your breaks from home. Go on a weekend getaway, a cruise breakaway, a month-long sabbatical. Excuse me. Go do a petsit job. Take a break and step away from those daily routine roles that you have just gotten so sucked into and stuck in. You have to be able to find a way to get back to you. Before you became mom, before you became the caregiver for your parents, before you became the executive manager at the job, before you became the committee chair at this organization, all these roles that you have taken on, you have completely forgotten the most important role to play, which is just being you. Taking a break, getting away for the weekend, for a week, on a cruise, especially solo. It is such a transformational and empowering journey because you just have to deal with you. It gives you time to think. It really gives you time to think and figure out and look back and decide, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to try this. I want to do this. I want to go here and there. I don't want to do it like this anymore. Your brain can't think when it is just bogged down with all of the stuff that you do every day. Just trying to be a single mom, trying to be a good employee, trying to be a good caregiver to your parents, trying to be a good whatever. Your thought goes to everybody else but you. It's time to get back to you. The beautiful, beautiful ebony enchantress, hot single mama or single woman that God created you to be. Focus on her just as much as you focus on everything else. Schedule and prioritize her just as much as you schedule and prioritize everything else. You need to be on that schedule at the top. But you first. Oh no, God first, then you, then your kids. Why? Because if something happens to you, then who's going to take care of your kids? You got to take care of you. If not for yourself, then for them, because they're counting on you. So you've got to stay healthy. You've got to stay mentally stable. You've got to stay physically fit for yourself and for your children. You've got to prioritize that. Here on this channel, that's what we're all about, focusing on fun. That's what it's all about, getting back to the fun. We have taken fun out of everything, everything. Even people's vacation is not fun. You're going to visit family, that's great for reunion, but it's not always fun. Fun, just flat out fun, gut busting, laughing till you're crying. Fun, that's what I'm talking about. Solo traveling can do that for you. Solo cruising really does that for you, because that fun environment is already in place. As soon as you walk onto the ship, you can feel it. You can feel it. How do I know? I went on my first cruise on New Year's Eve. Yes, I did. Solo cruising by myself on New Year's Eve. People thought I was crazy. What are you going to do by yourself on New Year's Eve on a cruise ship? You really want to do that? Yes, I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it, because you're not by yourself. You are never by yourself on a cruise ship, and especially not on a holiday cruise. You are never, ever by yourself unless you want to be. Unless you want to be. As a solo cruiser, I had that choice. I had options. I could go and hang out with people if I wanted to, go do all the line dances and listen to all the music and da-da-da-da-da if I wanted to. Or if I didn't, I could just go back to my cabin. I had a solo cabin on Norwegian. Norwegian has a completely separate section for solo cruisers with the solo cabins, which means we have a lounge just for us. We have activities planned just for us. And guess what? We get to have say-so in what those activities are. They don't just plan it. They ask you. They send around the list, and you get to sign up for whatever it is you're interested in. And they work it into the week-long cruise. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I cannot speak enough about solo cruising. I would say try it at least once. If you've never been on a cruise, or if you're leery about even going, I would say then start with a small cruise, like a weekend cruise. And yes, they still have those. Weekend, Friday, leave on Friday, come back on Monday. Or do a short cruise, which is like 4 days. So it's three nights, 4 days, or 4 nights, 5 days. That's considered a short cruise. You can start with that. There are cruise ports, embarkation cruise ports, where you can get on the cruise in your city or a city near you. If you can drive to the port, go to that port and get on that ship. But just go. Try it out. I implore you, try it. Without all the excuses, without all the shame and blame and judgment, without the guilt. It's only for a weekend. Your babies will be fine. Your babies will be fine. But go. Do it for you. COVID took a lot of people off this planet. Tomorrow is not promised. You cannot afford to wait. You got to do this now, today. Make a plan, figure it out, and go. If you need some help, please reach out to me. ADHDcutie@gmail.com. That's the best way to get me. Or you can leave a message here on this video. If you want to solo travel, especially solo cruising, because that's my thing from now on, I really want to do solo group cruises for solo women, single moms, single caregivers, whatever role you are as a single woman. We can go as a group together. So that takes away that fear of being by yourself, going it alone, because you're not alone. If you want to be by yourself once you get to where we're going on the ship or the trip, you can do that. But if you don't want to be alone, come back to the group. Join us. That is what I want for you. So reach out to me, please. ADHDcutie@gmail.com. I'm going to put it in the chat. Cutie@gmail. And we can get this solo thing started. We can get this solo travel club. That's what I'm calling it. Free to be me solo support group at sea. I like that. Put that in the chat. Free to be me solo support group at sea. Okay. If that concept interests you at all, or if you do solo cruises and you want to join us, please join us, because my cruises are going to be unique. I'm ADHD, so I'm always thinking out the box. They are going to be different. They're going to be an experience, not just a cruise. So please join us. Reach out to me. Put some cruises together. Put some relaxation and spa trips together, because you got to balance it out. Got to balance it out. My cruises and trips are going to be dance and music based. Did you hear me? Dancing and music based. There's going to be some music and dancing. I don't care where we go. I don't care what mode of transportation we're doing, land or sea. We're going to be dancing and grooving. But we're also going to have our downtime and relaxation. Got to even it out. Got to have that balance. Not everybody wants to dance and groove and whatever. Some people just want to some people just want to go somewhere and just maybe sleep for the whole weekend. And that is fine. That is fine. If that's what you want to do. Because on that cruise that I went on for New Year's Eve, when I first got on it, that first night, I slept like a baby. And I got up. It was about almost noon. And I was okay with that. I didn't have to check in with anybody. I didn't have to check on anybody. I didn't have to do anything for anybody. I didn't have to go to breakfast at any certain time if I didn't want to. I love that. I absolutely love that. I did not plan any excursions on purpose because I did not want to be held to any schedule unless it was something I specifically knew that I definitely wanted to do. And there were so many excursion choices, I just didn't know at the time. I was like, well, I'll decide when I get on the ship. And that's okay. There were several days that I just didn't want to do anything. So people would get off the boat and do their excursions. I would stay on the boat. Or I would wait until later in the morning, and then I would get off and go do an excursion or just walk around, chat with the locals, get something to eat, go back on the ship and get my ice cream. Got to have my ice cream. Got to have my ice cream. Okay, that right there is a deal breaker. If the ship does not have ice cream, we can't go. I'm not going to be able to do that. We cannot go on the ship with no ice cream. That ought to be against the law. That's just un-American, okay? Non-universal. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay? All right, so that's all my babbling for today. It was a beautiful day, and I was just inspired to come on and say this. But also because the last live I did was just technically challenged with the sound. So again, we will repost the recorded version on Monday. So keep a watch out for that here on this channel. So in the meantime, and in between time, you all take care. And don't forget, take your breaks. Take your breaks. You deserve it. You deserve it. Keep telling yourself. You deserve it. Keep telling yourself.